ultimate fanfare.
It's ultimate fanfare.
What's going on, world? Welcome to this episode of Playaction Podcast. We got Brandon here. We got my dog Colin. What's up, bro?
Man, what's going on? I'm feeling good. You know me. I'm up and down. Sometimes I'm feeling like the whole world's falling like Chicken Little, and the other times I'm feeling really good like I am right now. Although, man, it will wind down the football season. It's always a sad time, you know?
Yes.
Oh, man. But the
It could be worse.
out, man. It could be worse because we still have playoff football. We got a Super Bowl coming up. And then we have the offseason, which is, in my opinion, sometimes even more exciting to talk about during the season because it is what we are building our teams to be. People who just want their teams to be great like I do. You know, the offseason is where we get excited. Who's your new coach? Who's your new players? Who you're drafting? Who your free agents, right? And so we're going to be talking about all that in the future. But right now, we got to talk about the games this past Sunday, right? And that first one, Patriots over the Broncos, 10-7. This game felt like one of those, you know, those college sausage parties, you know? It's like, you know, the ones, all defense, no one's scoring, right?
No one's scoring.
Yeah. But, you know, when it first started, Stidham, long pass out there right out the gate, easy touchdown catch later, next play over to Courtland Sutton. I thought this is about to be, you know, not saying a high-scoring game, but at least the defenses are going to rule the roost. But then, guess what? It went back to, let's not score anymore. Let's just play solid defense, which I love great defense. And the Broncos and the Patriots both showed up in their defenses. I mean, Drake May, let me correct that. The MVP candidate, Drake May, he mustered up 86 yards of passing and came out to like 50 yards when he came out with all the sacks. He also got sacked 5 times. The running game saved the day for the Patriots by far. If Bo Nix was playing, do you really think it would have been different? Or, in reality, did you just expect more out of Drake May?
I definitely expected more out of Drake May. But that second half, that snow started hitting, it's kind of hard to throw the ball. And they showed at the ground level, like the wind, it was real big gusts. It was swirling down there. So I give them, you know, they can only do but so much. Neither one teams had a good running game. They had, you know, some decent runs out there, but that's what you rely on, you know, the running game in games like this. So, hey, I know the MVP candidate, you know, he didn't really have a real stellar game, but he's the second youngest quarterback to start a Super Bowl now.
True.
Yeah, that's good company behind Dan Marino. So, you know, hopefully he doesn't have the same outcome as Dan Marino, but, you know, we're going to see how the things go.
Yeah. We got to see how they go. But yeah, you're right. Drake May, he's super young. I get all that stuff. And you're Mike Vrabel, hell of a coach. But daggone it, you know, when you get to this point in the game, and I understand the Broncos, they are the Broncos. Their defense is no joke, but, you know, Jackson Dart hung 30 points on them, and I expected Drake May to perform more like the MVP candidate they were expecting him to be. And that is not going to help them in the next game against the Seattle Seahawks, who just beat the Rams 31-27. And this, again, also a defensive game until the third quarter, and 4 touchdowns broke out in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Man? Right?
Bro, that shit was crazy. That was crazy. And they was back and forth, turnovers and stuff. I was like, what's going on? But, hey.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey, but I believe if they gave Matt Stafford some more time at the end, he was gonna come back. So that's all. You know, Matt Stafford had a hell of a season. He didn't even really think that he was debating if he should play this season or not with his back injuries. So like, hey, he had an MVP type of season. I hope he comes back next season because like he's one of it kind of leaves me one of the situations where like a couple years ago when we saw Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes battle it out, and it was just time ran out of the game.
That's right. That's this game too.
Yeah, time just ran out of the game because it was a back and forth the whole second half. Like for the most part, like halfway through that third quarter, things just started lighting up. And I was like, bro, what is this? We getting a football game, especially after that, like you said, that dud of a football game we had with the Patriots and Broncos. No offense. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, frat boy house party. We just, all type of offense. So it was like, bro, I'm happy that the game, it went the way it did, but this is surprising. Out of all those quarterbacks that got drafted in the first round, Sam Darnold is the one to make it to the Super Bowl first. Journeyman Sam Darnold. So hey, it's a credit to him because a lot of people thought he was washed. People thought he was cooked. He's out of here. And he came back. He delivered that win yesterday. I know all of Seattle is extremely happy, but I remember. Just like the U right now, I'm kind of a little sad because my boys lost last week. I remember the last time I got my heart broke and I got trauma was from a Seahawks Patriots Super Bowl.
Yes,
that was traumatizing. Pete Carroll, I hope you are not having a good day. Okay, that's how I'm hoping you're not having a good day today. I hope you're healthy. Right. But I just hope you're not having a good day. Just because I'm still traumatized by you not running the ball on the 1 yard line with beast mode. But
I think everybody is still wondering that.
Yeah. But hopefully, the Seahawks they get back finally. But this is a long time coming, and it's kind of weird because we only get a couple of different teams in the Super Bowls. This is another rematch from 10, 15 years ago?
Not even, I don't think, right? About 10 years ago? What year is it? 2026?
2026?
Yeah, probably 2016, 2017, I'm guessing. When the Seahawks won it. Sometime around that. Maybe before, before that.
Yeah, because they won one, and then they went to the, back-to-back. They went to Super Bowls, and they lost the second one. It was like...
Yeah.
God. But that's what. Hopefully the Seahawks can make it happen. I know I got a couple people out there in Seattle. I got family out there in Seattle. And I know they rooting hard for him. So hey, but that boy, Drake May's been my MVP candidate since halfway through the season. I started off with Baker Mayfield. That's my boy. But after Drake May, Drake May listed off them W's. He had them W's in a row in the season. It's
he did. But I'll talk about it after. We'll talk about it in a minute. But it's gonna be good though. But I'd say this though. Someone's asking if Pete Carroll is rent free in your head. I don't think so. But we was traumatized by that. But I love the comment. That's a good comment. But what I want is does Sean McVay learn from this? Because you remember it was in this first half where he had a chance to go for 2 to get the game within 3. Instead, he went for 1, left it within 4. How many times did he have the opportunity to get within to tie it up with a field goal, but he's down by 4 again and again and again? The defense, it was 0-0 going the fourth quarter, okay? Their defense stepped up big time. I'm talking about the Rams, and had an opportunity after opportunity. If they would have kicked a field goal, kicked another field goal, they get the lead. But instead, back in the first half, they said, you know what? No, we're gonna kick 1, we'll be down by 4, and we're just going to go back and forth and not realize that at the end of the game, your defense kicked on, and you ended up running, like you said, ran out of time. Because they were marching down the field. The Rams are marching down the field without problems, but they need a touchdown, not a field goal. And I think they screwed it up in the first half of the game. And I hope Sean McVay thinks about that and says, you know what, next time I need to go and get my team in a strategic position to win or tie, instead of just banking it. Oh yeah, I'll score touchdowns. No, that just didn't happen. And unfortunately, it is what it is. And Sean McVay is a hell of a coach, but that confused me the entire game on how he was doing it. And that to me is just indicative. After they won a Super Bowl with Matt Stafford, do I give that credit to Matt Stafford or to Sean McVay? Because ever since then, Sean McVay has had an inability to adjust on the fly when it matters most.
Yeah. Because at the end of the game, I was like, hey, they can't kick a field goal. They gotta score a touchdown. And just them 4 points, bro. It's a 2-score game, bro. What you doing? You should have evened that up. I mean, I don't know, bro. He's made some questionable decisions, and once again, the Rams, I thought their Achilles heels was they didn't have a run game, but they ran the ball pretty decent too. So I didn't understand what was going on. They had a decent. I mean, I see a couple runs, but that's where I feel like Sean McVay, he kind of I mean, granted he won the Super Bowl with Matt Stafford, but he hasn't really given Matt Stafford a solid running back since then. So I don't really know.
And bro, that actually goes into my next point. Like when you're watching the game, it seemed like Kenneth Walker made someone miss every time he got the ball. It doesn't mean he made 10 yards. Sometimes you get 3-4 yards, but he made someone miss to prevent him getting a 1 yard or 0 yard, gain.
He got positive yards.
Jigma. Oh, and then Jason, bro, he made a move and then another move and another move, and constantly kept the chains moving. And the Rams looked like a step slow, like they just look old and slow, not old and slow. But even Puka Nacua, who's I'm used to seeing him break tackles, he just caught a lot of balls downfield. Is what happened. Same thing with Devontae Adams, just caught balls downfield. Nobody was breaking tackles, right? Nobody was breaking tackles. Nobody was making a man miss. That was all Seattle's. Like they have a bunch of small guys and make a man miss, throw the ball short, and that's something that the Rams just forgot how to do.
Yeah, bro, I forgot too. I wish I could look up me and figure out his name. That defensive back that was talking trash to the Rams sideline on 4th down and 12 after he broke up the pass, and then that was it gave them a first down
on 4th down.
Yeah, on 4th down, got the flag. Next play, they bombed him on him and scored a touchdown.
On his head.
Yeah. On the whole sideline, the whole secondary was on his head on the sideline. They was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? You cost us. If I'm pretty sure if they would have lost the game, he would have caught the fade in the locker room. Somebody would ask for the fade.
Oh my! He would have had. Man, they would have had a seatbelt party, okay?
Exactly.
Not with seatbelts, beating with seatbelts.
Yeah. Because, bro, you don't make those type of mistakes at the end of the game, especially at the end of the season like that, bro.
Not against a team like that. Not against a team like that.
You do not do that, bro. At that time, on 4th down, come on, bro. All right, you luckily you don't know your name. Luckily you don't know your name.
Oh, Tariq Woolen.
Yeah, Tariq Woolen. Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you his name. I'll let you know.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. He pissed me off yesterday.
He did. Now, he's a hell of a player. Woolen is a hell of a player, and emotions got the best of him. But I'm saying Mike McDonald, he'll coach it out of him. He'll be like, hey, man, you can't hurt the team. I love your intensity. I love your passion. You're a hell of a player. He's fast as shit. But you can't. I mean, a 4th and 12?
Come on.
Like you said, if they were lost that game, a 4th and 12, and you're going to have a taunting penalty? Oh, bro.
Yeah.
Please.
Bro.
Please, don't show your age, okay? Don't show your age, young fella.
And you're a DB, so you're nowhere near the biggest person in the room? Oh, bro. Oh, the offensive linemen, the defensive linemen, the linebackers, you had to answer to a whole bunch of angry dudes.
Wide receivers, quarterback. Hell, Sam Darnold's not a small guy. Sam Darnold's a big old country boy, okay?
Yeah.
A big old country boy. He went to USC, but he's a country boy all day. So, yeah, man. Shit. But, man, hey. I think that the Rams are going to come back. I think if Stafford won the Super Bowl, he might ride from the sunset, especially if he gets that MVP. Rides off from the sunset. I think he comes back for another year. That's going to be good for the Rams. It's going to be good for the league. But Seattle, Sam Darnold's, 27, 28? Coming off a phenomenal season. Whether he wins or loses Super Bowl, doesn't matter. I think he is now cemented back-to-back 14-win seasons on 2 different teams. He's cementing himself as a real player in this league. He's got a strong arm. He's got good accuracy. He's making good decisions. Can move around the pocket when he needs to. I think Seattle's going to be... We may go on a 5-year Russell Wilson type run if they keep that defense intact. That's what screwed up Russell Wilson. When they lost that defense, Legion Boom was the Legion of Boom.
Yep.
He became just a good quarterback. And he couldn't carry the team.
that was cool. Speaking of the Legion of Boom, that was cool seeing Cam Chancellor after the game yesterday at the award ceremony.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, Cam's still staying out there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still involved in the community. I like to see that. You know, Legion of Boom. He had to retire because he had some neck issues. Like he was hitting dudes too hard, bro. It's like, bro, you are hurting yourself. You're hurting yourself. But yes, I believe, we can look at a situation where Sam Donald goes on a good 4 or 5 year run as like, okay, I'm that dude, and it's amazing because like he has talent, like you just said, 214 wins on two different teams back to back. That's impressive. Who you are, you know, being a starting quarterback in the NFL, there are only like 32 of those in the world.
Yep.
And he has done it at a high level, and that lets me know how sorry of an organization the Jets are, because this dude looks amazing right now, and he looked like, he looked like trash with the Jets. Like the Jets, like once again, have never been a good organization in my entire lifetime. I've known them where Rex Ryan had one good year with Mark Sanchez.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, shout out Mendoza, because it was looking like Mendoza's going to the Raiders.
Yeah,
as number 1 overall pick. He's going to be the only second starting quarterback that I know of that is of Hispanic descent behind Mark Sanchez.
Yes, you're right.
That's the only two I can think of that of Spanish descent. That is amazing because that's record record breaking, especially currently what we're going through as a country right now. It's gonna be pretty cool seeing Mendoza balling out there, because as long as he doesn't have any mishaps like your boy Mark Sanchez with the butt fumble, he won't go down in infamy. That's like the highlight of his career, unfortunately. But once again, Mark Sanchez might have had an awesome career if he didn't play for the Jets. But I don't want to keep going on the Jets because
maybe
you never know. Sam Donald just had 2 back-to-back 14-win seasons once he left the Jets. I'm just saying.
That's also true.
And he's a former USC quarterback, so you just never know.
You're right. Yeah.
Hey! I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You never. So it's like, yes, the Jets are cursed. It's NFL purgatory.
That's horrible. So, hey, speaking of the Jets, we're about to get into some coaching here, and Aaron Glenn is currently still the coach of the Jets. Now, he just had a horrible season as the coach of the Jets. Before I get into these other coaches that just got signed up there, do you think Aaron Glenn keeps his job? And should he keep his job?
I mean, that's the Jets. I don't know if he should keep his job, because this is not. I mean, I'm never going to go. You know what I'm saying? Like say, dude should get fired. But this was not a good season, and Justin Fields and a couple other quarterbacks they tried did not pan out at all.
Yeah.
But like what you said, I've never known the Jets to have a good quarterback besides Vinny Testaverde back in the day.
Like Chad Pennington had his moments. Mark Sanchez went to back-to-back NFC Championship games. I mean, they've had, granted, I think the Steelers have had more coaches than the Jets have had good quarterbacks.
Exactly.
A lot. But yeah, man. I mean, so the Jets, Aaron Glenn keeps his job, and I think he should keep his job. Personally, I think Aaron Glenn should keep his job.
Yeah.
He wasn't given a whole lot unless he was the one stomping his foot for Justin Fields. Then hey, you get what you get. But speaking of coaches, your neck of the woods, Atlanta Falcons just hired Kevin Stefanski from the Cleveland Browns. How do you feel?
I feel like this is a total tone deaf hire as far as the Falcons organization.
Yeah.
The community as a whole know that this is the town that Primetime built, and we are still extremely big fans of Primetime. If you go to the Falcons games, you see a lot of 21 jerseys in the stands. Sure. Still to this day, his jersey's retired in the rafters. Especially how he just treated my boy Shador. I'm not really feeling this hire. And a lot of local constituents around the city have let it be known that they are not behind this hire as well. I've heard some calls for Matt Ryan's job as well. And I think we talked about it off camera. If he just happens to feel like Kirk Cousins is a better pick, better choice to lead the team than Michael Penix, I don't. Some people are already saying that. I don't know if that's true, but I believe that you might want to come to my side as well. Because we both have personal ties to these quarterbacks. Yeah. I don't want. Hey, if I know Stefanski has won Coach of the Year 2 times.
Recently too.
I can't recall with who. I don't recall why. I remember him having a stacked Baker Mayfield, Odell Beckham Jr., Chubbs, a stacked offense and doing nothing with it.
Right.
So, but I don't remember the 2 times he won Coach of the Year. But
we went to the playoffs with Flacco, and I'll have to think of the other time. But I think he had like Case Keenum and won like 11 games or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. It's nothing that's.
He did a lot with nothing. And so yeah, hey, is he gonna be a good hire? Who knows? But I do know he does know how to coach football though, and the Atlanta Falcons have not had a good football coach since they lost the Super Bowl and when they were up 27-3. That was the last time they were well coached. Even though they lost the game, they still won the Super Bowl. And I think Matt Ryan won the MVP that year. And so, it's been a long time since, and they've got a ton of offensive talent. And they should be better offensively than they are. Is Stefanski the guy? Who knows? You know who I don't think is the guy? Is Jesse Minter, who became the head coach of your Baltimore Ravens. Okay? Now, Minter, he was with Jim Harbaugh, the brother, when he was in Michigan. He was defensive coordinator in Michigan, and also with the Chargers. So he's with the Harbaugh family. Minter is. And I think, is this Baltimore's 4th coach also ever? I can't remember. I know this Pittsburgh's 4th coach ever. Yeah. I think it's Baltimore's also.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
They haven't had a lot of coaches either. And this Minter guy, we'll see. He's a defensive coach, but they need offensive help. And they lost their offensive coordinator in Munkin. I don't know who this guy knows who can come along and coach a player like Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and Zay Flowers and DeAndre Hopkins and the offensive line. Isaiah Likely, they've got a nice offensive squad there, but they couldn't get it done. I don't know who they're going to bring in who's going to be better than that, because, Todd Munkin, while he was coaching there, that Lamar Jackson was an MVP twice, right? So, you got a lot of talent, but you got to do something with it. How do you feel about Minter and your Ravens?
I am not ecstatic about this hire. I am not enthusiastic. I feel like the coach we should have had is currently going to the Super Bowl with the Seahawks, their head coach. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I feel like that should have been our current head coach right now. Me and my little cousin was talking about that. That's a former defensive coordinator, I believe, for the Ravens. He had defense snapping a couple years ago. So that's why I feel like I should have hired. I'm not ecstatic about this hire or the Steelers hire. With Mike McCarthy, both these guys, Minter and Mike McCarthy, I think these guys are overrated at best. Mike McCarthy did not win anything in Dallas, so I don't even know why he has another coaching opportunity. But hey, this is got a lukewarm. I'm just happy that the Ravens didn't get Stefanski. That's all I'm happy. That's all. That's all I'm happy about. I can't really call this one. We gotta see how it plays out. I'm not really too happy about it. I don't really foresee a huge change. I don't foresee no culture movement inside the locker room. I don't know what he brings, what philosophy he brings, but because if it's just going to be Harbaugh 2.0, because he's in the Harbaugh family, I don't understand what big change we're doing right now. So it's
I don't know either. I don't know if like I said, he might be one of those coaches that can just take a defense and create something amazing with it, and the offense just has to be pretty good, right? But I think you need to be innovative on offense when you have players like that. Defensively, I think you can work with almost anyone defensively. If you have a system that works, it works. But offensively, you got to have special guys to work with special players who have abilities that no one else in the league has, right? That no one else in the league has. So, hey, we'll see. We'll see. You know what I have even more questions about? Who the F is Jeff Hafley as the head coach of the Dolphins? Okay, he was the defensive coordinator for the Green Bay Packers, whose defense was okay, right? It was pretty good, but I mean, they had good talent. They brought in Micah Parsons, but they got rid of Kenny Clark, so their run defense sucked. But so now let's just take a guy who's a pretty good defensive coordinator, I guess, and make him the head coach of a dumpster fire of an offense that may not get Tyreek Hill back. And so I'm Hafley. Yeah, I want to get the next job. But not everything that shines is not everything that sparkles is fucking gold, right? And I don't think this is a good job because I don't know. I mean, Devin Achane, I love him. I love Waddle. Tyreek, if he's healthy. Do they have any other players on the offensive defensive side of the ball that I'm not thinking about?
I mean, we're not ecstatic about Tua or Ewers.
Yeah. Tua's gone. Ewers your guy, and I'm trying to figure what are you gonna do? You know what it is? I got it. Jeff Hafley, he already knows that it's in style to keep a coaching job for 2 years, and he knows he's out in 2 years. So, because this would be the job you want to take if you want to be out in 2 years. This is the fucking job you take. Excuse my language. Okay? Let me take a job with no quarterback and very little talent on the defense side of the ball. Yeah, that's a good idea. They purged the roster last year, remember?
Yeah. And you in Miami, so you good climate. You get down there chilling. We just saw the map this past week. You're cold over there, and you know what I'm saying. I'm cold over here in Atlanta. Like the winter did not affect South Florida. 79. He's chilling. You know what I'm saying? So the Dolphins, I understand it's a desirable location to coach at. I feel them, but like you just said, when I seen the hire go across the board, I was like, who the F is that guy?
Yeah.
Who is that?
And why is he getting a head coaching job? You have to be like an outstanding position coach or coordinator, I think, to be looked at like Steve Spagnuolo, okay? DC for the Chiefs. I could see him.
I'm still
OCs, I'm trying to think of who could fit the bill.
I'm still like flabbergasted at how my boy Brian Leftwich has not been a head coach yet. Won a Super Bowl
coordinator.
Yeah. Won a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. I don't understand what's going on. And then my boy, I did see the Chiefs. They said, yeah, all right, our bad. They like hit him up like, hey, Eric, are you still mad at us? No? All right, can you come back here and be our offensive coordinator, please? Yeah. And like Eric Benjamin, I was like, I don't understand why he hasn't been a head coach because offensive coordinator.
Oh, I can tell you why, and it's not even a surprise. Like, it was up in arms, but maybe like 7-8 years ago when he was up for some head coaching jobs. We're like, well, how come Bieniemy's not getting a position? If you notice, no one ever says anything about Bieniemy because he's coming back. Where has he been? Because one, he can't call plays. Two, he is a grade A-hole. Like the players on the team that he's on, yes, they'll say nice things about him, but when he goes, no, man, he was hard to deal with. He's abrasive, and that's what kept our guy there in Tampa Bay, Bruce Arians, from getting a head coaching job for a long time. And it wasn't until watching who he was talking about when he went out with whoever the owners of the Bucs are. I can't remember the names.
Yeah, I don't know who they are either.
But is it Arizona? Anyway, he's like, yeah, I'm just gonna be me. I'm cussing this, that, the other, and they're like, you cuss a lot. Yeah, fuck yeah, I do this, that, the other. But it's like they let me be me. They let me just operate the way I need to operate, and they trusted me, and they weren't so concerned with my language. And not that Bieniemy cursed a lot, but he's the same reason why Cox, not Fletcher Cox, old defensive tackle Brian Cox. He was a coach like 6 years ago in the league. Then he was out of the league for a while because players couldn't deal with him. Then he came back with the Giants. You know, we fired the Giants, so Daboll's gone, and they fired Brian Cox as well. But I think some coaches can't figure out how to learn how to talk to people when you're not talking to kids. They're talking to millionaires, talking to grown men. You know, you can't just sit there and be a, you know what I'm saying? I mean, and unless you're like, you know, Dick Butkus, unless you're like, you know, one of those guys, you're like, oh my gosh, okay, he's like that guy. Eric Bieniemy, he's a guy. Who works for Andy Reid.
I feel you, but like, I was raised in South Florida, so I just seen Jimbo Fisher talk about this just recently about the culture of football in South Florida. I play Little League football. We are getting cursed out at like since Pee Wee. We are just being coached hard, and you love like the coaches love on you hard too. So don't get it twisted. They'll get on you, but if you do what you're supposed to do, they gonna look out for you. And yeah, shout out Teddy Bridgewater, because they just passed a bill in Florida this past weekend that make sure how he got suspended won't happen again. They cleared the way. They let head coaches take care of some outward expenses that the players have, because that was just ridiculous. But Jimbo Fisher just let it be known, like with Malachi Tony down there at University of Miami, they call him that boy. He's supposed to be in high school still right now, and it was like these players are coached real hard, and I'm just used to football players, like football coaches, being somewhat of an asshole. They're going to call it like it is, and it's like if you messed up at your position, or you missed your block, or misran your route, they're going to let you know about it, and they're not going to let you know about it in a nice way. And
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that when it comes to college kids. But if you're not that guy, it's hard to tell a bunch of millionaires to do it your way when, even in Kansas City, right? They're not running Bieniemy's plays. They're running Andy Reid's plays.
Okay,
you can't be like that.
Hear me out.
Who are you?
What play calling and running plays, right?
Yeah.
Has the Chiefs, their offense has struggled these last 2-3 years without Eric Bieniemy. When he was
hold on. Let's not say Bieniemy non-playing calling, but is the reason why the Chiefs don't have any offensive talent. Okay, they don't have offensive linemen. They don't have receivers. They ain't got running backs. Okay, they got an old Travis Kelce. That's got nothing to do with anybody outside of the GM.
They're bringing them back for a reason. That's all I'm saying. When he was there, they was winning championships. He wasn't there
because Andy Reid is a nice guy, and he's bringing back his buddy who can't get a job anywhere else. That's what he's doing. He
was just coaching somewhere in this past season. I think he was with the Bears.
Yeah, and if he was staying there, but he's not staying there.
I mean, but Caleb Williams just had a good season this season.
He did. He's a very good season this year.
With Eric. So that's all I'm saying.
No, with Ben Johnson, who was calling plays.
All right, man. I'm just saying,
And again, I'm all for Eric Bieniemy getting a position, but you've got to. Not everybody learns the way you teach, and the greatest teachers teach the way people learn.
They adjust. You know what I mean? I get you. One of my old godfather. Shout out George Thompson, my godfather. He let me know in college because when I was with working with the football team. Some coaches, some players, you got to pat on the back. Some players, you got to kick in the ass.
Right. Right. Exactly.
It goes. You don't respond. Some people don't respond well to certain stuff. But I feel like Eric, we have unfortunately. I don't say unfortunately. We have evolved a little bit as a culture in football, and Eric Bieniemy is just stuck in the old school ways, where he feel like he just cuts everybody out. And this is not that version of football no more. And he would like it to be, but this is not that version of Ray Lewis, Lawrence Taylor, crazy dude football. This is, you're going to have to learn how to talk to players the right way. So, yeah, it takes some getting used to. And I understand where you're coming from. I just happen to like old school football coaches. That's how I grew up. Like my Bump Mitchell, Mr. Mitchell, he was a reverend cussing us out from A to Z. So I was like, that's how I know, you know what I'm saying, Little League football. That's how I know coaches. But he gonna look out for you. He gonna make sure you straight. But I see him do some dastardly things on that football field to other players. I was like, bro, he is a man of the Lord. Are you sure? What is going on? But, you know what I'm saying? But I get it, you know, every bit of it. But bro, can we talk about Mike McCartney? I know he's not on the list, dog, but you know what I'm saying?
He's last. He's last.
Okay. All right, bro.
He's last. We're going to get to him. We are going to get to him for sure.
Cause, bro, oh man. All right, so I think, we going to the Giants, bro. Yeah.
I forgot to have McCarthy on the list there, but yeah. So, John Harbaugh signs to agree to be with the head coach of the New York Giants. I'm reserving my excitement because I'm the guy. I got excited over Ben McAdoo. I got excited over Pat Shermer. I got excited over Joe Judge. I got excited over Brian Daboll. I'm going to get excited over John Harbaugh, but I'm trying to reserve my excitement because of this. He had a supremely talented quarterback in Lamar Jackson and never got to the Super Bowl. Not win it, but he never got to the Super Bowl. He is a CEO-type coach, which is what I like. But he doesn't call plays. He's not going to call defensive plays. And he's going to bring in pretty much a lot of his old team back in. Okay, he's bringing a lot of his old folks back in there, you know, guys who haven't won anything. Yeah, he's bringing those guys in. And so, of course, obviously that concerns me. And so I'm going to pretend like I'm not that excited about that John Harbaugh's our coach. Internally, I'm jumping for joy. But on the outside, I'm going to pretend like, you know what, let's see what happens. You know, the Giants are due for a good coach. We have not been very patient. You know, every coach was sitting Daboll. Ben McAdoo was a year and a half. Pat Shermer was 2 years. Joe Judge was 2 years. Brian Daboll was 4 years. Well, 3.5 years. And now we've got, you know, the highest paid coach, 5 years, $100 million. Doesn't answer to the GM, answers directly to ownership. That's what he wanted in his contract. That's concerning. You know, that stuff's concerning. And I'm not saying he didn't have that power in Baltimore, but he's also run out of town there in Baltimore, too. And they're a team that has a lot of patience. And we're a team that doesn't. So we're going to freaking see. We're going to see. Neighbors got to stay healthy. Scadrew's got to stay healthy. Dart's got to stay healthy. Wanda Robinson's got to stay healthy. Andrew Thomas has to stay healthy. Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau, Dexter Vaughn. Everyone's got to stay healthy. And by the way, we need another infusion of 8 more good players. 8 more good players. Probably 2 from the draft, first and second round picks, and another 6 from free agency. And then we might get to see John Harbaugh coach the way we want to see him coach. And I'm sorry, I went on a rant there.
Oh, no, you good, bro. You good. I mean, like, you made some excellent points because John Harbaugh is a CEO coach. Like, he doesn't call offensive plays or defensive plays. He has a special teams background. Okay, that's where he came from. So, I don't know how big of an impact he is going to have on the offense or defense, but hopefully, you know, the Steelers, not Steelers, the Ravens have been known to have like pretty good defenses, you know, throughout the years. So we're gonna hope he brings that to the Giants, because bro, the secondary last year, they was hurting my feelings. You know, but I'm just saying, yes. But I seen some people on social media was saying John Harbaugh signed with the Giants real quick, and then all of a sudden the Bills position came open. It was like, oh shit, I could have been coach of the MVP. Shit, God dang. But you know, hey, I know he happy where he at, but he gonna have to realize, hey, you are not in Baltimore no more. These lights are real bright in New York, so you gonna have to win quick and fast and in a hurry. You have a starting quarterback. You have a starting running back. You have a star wide receiver. You have no excuses right now.
None.
I mean,
none.
The defense got to, you got to make some moves on defense, make some moves in the draft. But I mean, the only thing I can't think off the top of my head, but do we have a tight end? He might need to draft a tight end too as well. Get us a dynamic tight end.
No, we got a great tight end who can't catch.
That's what I'm saying.
Who can catch but can't run.
Yeah.
So he's got his work cut out for him. But the good thing is that he came to the Giants because if you get a winning record and go to the playoffs, then you're already going to be the greatest coach we've had since Coughlin. You go to Buffalo, it's Super Bowl or bust. It's Super Bowl or bust. And that is I'm telling you right now, ain't nobody won a Super Bowl there before. Nobody. And they had another Hall of Jim Kelly. 4 straight Super Bowls they didn't win. And by the way, to me, going to 4 straight Super Bowls is a greater feat to me than winning 1 Super Bowl and never going back again. Because it's so hard just to get there. It's hard to win it, obviously, but if you consistency to make it 4 straight times, opposing to just win 1 and then you never go again. I would definitely take Jim Kelly's career over Russell Wilson's. Russell Wilson won 1 Super Bowl, and then he went to another one. But I take Jim Kelly's going 4 straight as a bigger feat. And so, in other words, whoever's going to be the coach over there, that's what they're looking for. They're looking for to break that curse.
I feel you, because I've talked about my trauma, with the Seahawks and with University of Miami. But 4 straight Super Bowls, that's real deal trauma. Like, that's real deal trauma.
Yes.
Like, to see your team make it to the big dance 4 different times and lose 4 different times, that has to be heartbreaking.
Yes. Oh, gosh, it's gut-wrenching. It's gut-wrenching. And we'll talk about the Bills in a little bit. But speaking of gut-wrenching, so Robert Saleh, not that him taking the Titan job is gut-wrenching at all. It's not. I'm happy for him. But he was coach of the Jets, got fired from the Jets, as a great defensive coordinator of the Niners, who had, Nick Bosa and Fred Warner, and they had a bunch of great defensive talent. Goes to the Jets. Jets' defense sucks. They purged the Jets' defense. He ends up going back to the 49ers to become the defensive coordinator again. Let me get back with freaking Nick Bosa. Let me get with Fred Warner. Let me get back with all those guys, and they got hurt. And now he's going to be the head coach of the Titans. And the Titans, while their defense is terrible, you have the first overall pick as your quarterback in Cam Ward. Why are you not getting an offensive-minded head coach? Because right now, his offensive coordinator, I don't know if they've chosen one yet, he's got to nail that. And that should have went to Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel working with Cam Ward would be phenomenal. Saleh, he has got his work cut out for him. I don't know what the Titans are doing. Obviously they missed out on Mike Vrabel. Should have never got rid of him.
Yeah.
You had A.J. Brown. You had Derrick Henry. Okay, and now Saleh's going there. What the F is he gonna do? What's his plan? Do you know? Tell me. Help me figure out what the heck his plan is.
Bro, first of all, when that name came across, I was like, who again?
Yes.
Who was this? But secondly, the Titans, they might be in the runnings with the Jets and the Cleveland Browns as one of the worst organizations in all of football.
Yeah.
Literally, Pro Bowl talent has walked out the door, and you have got little to none to show for it.
Right.
Like, A.J. Brown arguably is one of the best receiving corps in football.
Yeah.
And Derrick Henry, top 5 at an advanced age. Derrick Henry, top 5 running back in the league, still to this day, and you let him walk out the door. So it's like, bro, I don't know what this organization is planning on doing. I don't know what their long-term goals are. I don't know if they just want to collect a check. I don't get it. I don't know if they want to win. As far as I'm concerned, like, they have zero strategy on how to be a winning organization. And this is one of them organizations that came around in the mid to late 90s because the Houston Oilers moved up there and it was an expansion franchise. But once again, in my lifetime, I have never known these dudes. What Steve McNair, when he was there, he balled out. He definitely balled. They got to the Super Bowl, but they lost. But
but they had Aaron McNair, Eddie George, Derek Mason. They had a squad.
But that's what I'm saying. That squad right there. Yes, with that squad, imagine a young Cam Ward with Derrick Henry.
No, I can't because they have ownership. They don't know how to run a team.
That's what I'm saying. that was Eddie George. They know that makes sense to why they drafted Derrick Henry because Eddie George is
6'3", 230, 240, just like Derrick Henry.
Yeah, big dudes, big running backs.
Yeah,
that nobody wants to hit in the fourth quarter. So it's like, and once again, I don't understand why John Harbaugh wasn't running Derrick Henry in the fourth quarter, but that's why he doesn't have. That's why he's out of Baltimore right now.
And another reason why I'm concerned about being a head coach. When you make decisions like that, I'm like, what? That is not what a 18-year head coach would do.
Yeah.
But again, we don't know all the ins and outs. Last coach that actually got a job is Mike McCarthy with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Now, we talked about who would ever want the Pittsburgh Steelers job. You don't have a quarterback. You got an old Aaron Rodgers. His backup's Mason Rudolph. You got DK Metcalf. You have somebody running the ball. There are players on the defense. Like, they signed a Jalen. They signed some folks.
They got Ramsey. Jalen Ramsey.
And they got
Wyatt.
They still have Minka Fitzpatrick to get rid of him. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But they have a couple pieces. But this is not a team that any head coach would want. The only thing that makes this thing desirable, and it's the only thing, you're the fourth head coach since Chuck Noll, and you know you're going to be given time. The Rooneys are going to give you time. Not going to hold. Art Rooney will give you time. Will the new Rooneys give you time? I have no idea. But I know this. If they give Mike McCarthy enough time, like 15 years, he's going to assemble a good team. He's a good coach. He is a good coach. But if he doesn't have Aaron Rodgers, what is he? What is he? I see Steelers trying to make a trade for Dak Prescott, trying to acquire some assets, something to give Dallas enough so Dallas can have a decent quarterback, just as a bridge. And Dallas would be a bridge. He could be a 2-3 year bridge while they try to draft next year's quarterback. Unless they told him, like, hey, look, we're going to suck for this year. We're going for the number one pick. We're trying to get Arch or whoever's Arch, Dante Moore, whoever at the top of the draft. We're going to suck and we're try to get them, and then I'm going to start my coaching job, next year. If they were cool with that, then that makes sense, but I've never heard the Rooneys ever being cool with, let's just suck this year. Yeah, that's not who they do. No. That's not what they do.
Not at all. They haven't had a losing season in 19 seasons.
Right.
So the argument could be that they hovered around mediocrity, so they didn't get a high draft pick too.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it, but at the same time, I could almost guarantee a losing season next season because it's like,
oh yeah, buddy, you kidding me?
Yeah, I could almost guarantee that. You could book that right now,
unless Aaron comes back. If Aaron comes back,
they almost had a losing season with Aaron this year.
Yeah, I know.
Almost,
but that's their only chance. Is if Aaron Rodgers comes back and he turns back the clock with Mike McCarthy. They go back to the Green Bay days. And he has an MVP season when he feels like, everyone's writing him off. That's the only reason. That's the only way I can think. But let's go to these teams that are looking for head coaches. Okay, Arizona Cardinals. So I read that because Dante Moore is going back to school, that now affects Kyler Murray, and it affects him in a free agency standpoint because now that's one less quarterback going to a team. And that makes Kyler Murray a little more valuable. If that's the case, and if Kyler Murray is on his way out, who the heck wants the Arizona Cardinals?
Nobody I know of. Like, bro.
What do they have besides Marvin Harrison Jr.?
I thought they had maybe like 2 or 3 wide receivers out there. That's pretty decent.
Yeah, no, you're right. No, yes, you're right. There's another good wide receiver. I can't remember his name, but they have another guy.
Yeah.
Outdoing Marvin Harrison Jr.
Yeah. So like they might have that's the only bright spot I know on that team. Like this team is a dumpster fire, and Jacoby Brissett is your starting quarterback.
If you move Kyler, yeah.
Because I mean Kyler they benched Kyler once he got hurt and he got healthy again. They were like, "No, what? We don't need your services right now."
Well,
and
they're trying to trade him. I think they're healthy to trade to the Steelers, maybe. But I mean, I heard rumors of him possibly going to play baseball. I mean, that might be a good move for him too. He's only like 28, I believe. Yeah,
so he's still
15 years of baseball.
Yeah, exactly. So and he's already played. He got his money. He got his big contract. So he could ride off. I don't see any team really like moving the needle for Kyler Murray, even though we talked about this off camera. Might be arguably the best quarterback in Texas high school football history.
Yes, I agree.
Might be, arguably so.
Saying that Matt Stafford played Highland Park. That's saying with Matt Stafford included. Murray's the best quarterback coming out of Texas. Yeah. I
mean, if I'm not mistaken, 4 state championships. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, absurd numbers.
Yeah, and that's crazy. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure some team will give him a chance. I just don't know who that team might be. Maybe the Dolphins. I mean, but the Dolphins already have another short quarterback with Tua. So there's I don't.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Maybe the Browns.
Maybe the Browns. Maybe
I don't know. They love reclamation projects. Deshaun Watson. So maybe that. So another team here we're looking at, the Bills. How come the Bills haven't secured a coach yet? Because this should be a ultra desirable job. You've got Josh Allen, like you said, the reigning MVP. You got James Cook. You don't have a whole lot offensively. You got a couple tight ends.
Well, you're finally gonna be able to play indoors next year, from what I hear.
Yeah. Getting the dome. But I mean, the pressure is also, I've got to win a Super Bowl with what I've got, and or get to a Super Bowl with what I've got, and I've got Sean McDermott who couldn't get there as with him as being head coach. Man, what am I gonna do? I think that right there and that ownership. And have you heard of the ownership that presser they had?
Yep, I see that.
Blaming McDermott for drafting Keon Coleman? That's what you're gonna say? Dude, I'm telling you, that owner right there has already screwed himself out of interviews.
Bro. And Coleman, that's my boy, with Florida State. That's like our little brothers, University of Miami, all day. But Florida State's like our little brothers, you know what I'm saying? So I support Florida State. Throw your boy Keon Coleman underneath the bus like that, and I don't really understand what's going on up there in Buffalo, because like he just seemed disinterested in football, in that whole organization at the end of the season. So I don't understand. Like, he was extremely enthusiastic coming into the season, and then it just went downhill real quick.
Yeah, it did.
And I mean, everybody was questioning Stephon Diggs when he left Josh Allen and wanted to get out of town. And
true.
He's going to the Super Bowl before Josh Allen. That's that's a crazy statement in itself. I believe it's another. I can't think of his name right now. I seen the meme earlier. It's another former Buffalo Bill wide receiver that's playing with the Patriots as well. That's going to the Super Bowl with Diggs. And it was like both these guys do something that that we didn't know. It was like light skinned dude with braids. I can't think of his name right now, but it's crazy that they even think about that, because it's like you just said, it's something to say about this organization that no big name is coming to coach this team, and it's like, and I heard about the petition that the Bills fans have signed. That might be something into it too, like 14,000 signatures or something like that. Last time I heard it was up there, and it's like, bro, this coach Sean McDermott is beloved in that city, so it's like, bro, he didn't turn the ball over 4 times. It wasn't his fault they lost in the playoffs, but ultimately we know he's gonna get blamed for it. But it's just an unfortunate situation, and the Buffalo Bills, their ownership Yeah, they're gonna get the bottom of the barrel as far as talent is concerned for head coaching. Nobody's running to get that job, like you just said. Super Bowl or bust.
Yeah, the only coach that they could or should get is Mike Tomlin. If it's Super Bowl or bust, he's the only coach out there that's won a Super Bowl.
And
that's
he
so
don't.
available.
And he don't want to go there because he said he's done with. He said I've heard rumors. They saying if he does coach again, he wants to coach somewhere warm.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So,
and for a culture changing coach, that might be Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
That might be the Miami Dolphins. They need that.
But the Dolphins, hey, like he just said, 2 years, we'll see.
yeah, exactly. They got Hafley, but I don't think he's gonna make it a whole year.
That's what I'm saying.
He takes a year off. That's the only place I can see him going. That, or possibly the next place we're going to, is the Vegas Raiders.
Yeah.
They need a culture change. He would have all the time in the world. They got the #1 overall pick in Fernando Mendoza. They got Ashton Jeanty. So you got your running back. You got your tight end in Brock Bowers. You need a top flight quarterback. The offensive line's not the worst in the league. You still got some decent pieces on defense, right? You got Max. So you got some guys out there. No one's taking that job either. I mean, you got the first overall pick. You got Fernando Mendoza. You got undefeated national championship, Heisman winning quarterback coming to your town. Why don't they have people just knocking down the doors to take this job?
Yeah, but I don't know, bro. I mean, it could be they just fired Pete Carroll off of the first year. So it's like,
and I love Pete Carroll, but he's
I get it, but you don't. I mean, like I know Mendoza's the Heisman Trophy winner. I haven't known a solid Heisman Trophy winning quarterback to come in and start. And since Burrows did it. Yeah, Burrows did it recently.
Burrow. Well, no. Not in his first year. In his first year, he was not that good. He got hurt in his first year. So it wasn't his first year. Second year, yes.
Yeah.
The first year, Cam Newton.
Yeah, Cam.
Jaden Daniels.
Yeah. And Jaden Daniels was like kind of unknown. He kind of is like a Mendoza. Well, not like Mendoza, because Mendoza won the championship. But
really great.
Yeah.
No one knew who he was.
Yeah. Like McDaniels, I was like, bro, I never really saw him play at LSU, but he won his Heisman, so I was like, okay, I guess he got to be good.
Yeah.
But Mendoza has had the spotlight, so people didn't see his talent. So I don't know, bro. I'm
just surprised that people are not. I mean, and also it's Vegas.
Yeah, I know. I know.
You got a lot of stuff going for you. You got ownership just wanting anyone just come there. You ain't got to win. Just go there and just put up a competitive season. That's all you need, I mean, crap. Speaking of competitive seasons, the Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
The Cleveland Browns. The problem with them is like, okay, so you have to find someone who wants to coach this team and understand that there's going to be a lot of pressure with it, and also understand that nobody wins with this team with the exception of very few people for one season at a time. Cleveland Browns, you got quarterback issues, you got receiver issues, you got running back issues, you don't have edge issues, right? It's one issue you don't have, one side of the edge issues. Dude, what is the deal with the Cleveland Browns? Someone's got to coach him.
Yeah, somebody got to coach him. I don't know who they gonna get. Somebody's gonna have to be cool with Shador. That's my boy. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's gonna have to be cool with being questioned how they coach Shador. So
right.
But I don't know who they gonna get, because no matter what, just like because Fancy is gonna be under a lot of scrutiny right now with with our community and the culture.
Yeah.
It's a lot, it's going to be a lot of eyeballs on them. It's going to be a lot of eyeballs on Cleveland, whoever their head coach is and how they choose to run the organization and treat our boy. It's going to be a lot of keyboard soldiers out here thumbing away. So the Cleveland Browns coaching situation is not a highly desirable situation.
No.
And so we're gonna see how it goes. I don't know who's gonna be their head coach. I mean, it's kind of an up in the air type of situation. You know, who I would hope for, but I know we just talked about him having a year off. But Mike Tomlinson,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Mike
That's what I would hope.
Tomlin
Yeah. That's what I would hope. That's who I would hope. But hey, you know, like I said, he wants to coach in a warm weather, and like I said, nobody, you know, wants this coaching position. I mean, I'm personally hope that, you know, my boy gets traded out of there, you know, go to another different team. He said, well, I don't have to worry about who the Cleveland Browns head coach is, because like I can start talking about them like I talk about the Jets again. But until then, I'm a Browns fan. You know, until my boy leaves, it is what it is.
You've heard that he's going to have the opportunity to boost his stock or tank it this weekend. So Shedeur Sanders, everybody. Jordan Renan stated that Shedeur Sanders has been selected to take Drake May's spot in the Pro Bowl this weekend. And I'm telling you right now, this is a setup. It's a sell to people who actually watch the Pro Bowl, because no one watches the Pro Bowl, right? The Pro Bowl is probably the biggest waste of a week in all of sports when you should have your best players. Like the NBA All-Star Game is trending that direction. They're trying to change it. Pro Bowl's taking away all the contact. Now it's just skills challenges, which I'm actually okay with skills challenges. But you're going to have Shedeur Sanders up there in the Pro Bowl with Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. And he's going to sit there and throw next to them. And if he throws well, you know, if he studies the script and sees, you know, what's what, practices, you know, to perform some of these things, they're not all going to be natural to the game. If you're playing football, these aren't natural. Or he's going to look like what people are saying he looks like, because this is my issue with Shedeur going to the Pro Bowl. Well, let me see. What Shedeur Sanders, okay, he played 8 games, 1,400 yards, 7 touchdowns, 10 picks. Okay. Hell, Joe Flacco had 2,400 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 10 picks. Joe Flacco. Tua, 2,600 yards, 20 touchdowns, 15 picks. Geno Smith, 3,000 yards, 19 touchdowns, 17 picks. Cam Ward, right? 3,100 yards, 15 touchdowns, 7 picks. I mean, twice the good stats that Shedeur has. And then there's another guy here who probably should be in the MVP conversation. He's not in the MVP conversation. Oh, yeah, I forgot about Davis Mills. He played 6 games. He had 900 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 pick, and a rushing touchdown. But let's just take a look at this guy here, okay? Tell me if you think he should be in the Pro Bowl. Over Shedeur Sanders, 4,000 yards, okay? 7.2 yards per completion. 61% pass completion. 29 touchdowns to only 12 interceptions. He also had 350 yards rushing and another 9 touchdowns on the ground, so 38 touchdowns total to 27 picks, while Shedeur had 7 touchdowns and 10 picks. I'm talking about Trevor Lawrence. So Trevor Lawrence is a Pro Bowl snub with 4,000 yards and 38 touchdowns to Shedeur Sanders. So all I'm saying is here, Shedeur, here is your chance to put, because that's going to be all this talk this week. We're just saying it first. That's going to be all this talk this week, leading up to that event. It's an event. And Shedeur, you have the chance to show everyone that you can throw with Justin Herbert and Josh Allen. And if you show that, then I'm telling you right now, Cleveland Browns are going to have a coach. But if you show something other than that, then the Cleveland Browns are going to be probably signing some sort of special teams coordinator as the new head coach. I've seen the Giants do it. Trust me. It's what happens when you have no one else left. Bro, I know you're happy for Shedeur, but I know you got to be concerned too.
I'm not concerned at all. I know my boy can throw the ball. I done seen too much well-off media to know that my boy can spin it, okay? Josh Herbert, Josh Allen, I'm not scared of them. Bro, I'm not scared of Josh. Both them bums I'm just playing. They're not bumps. Okay, they're not bumps. Okay, but Josh Herbert, Herbert, you're making a case for yourself for being a bum. You're like 0-7 in the playoffs, so it's like, I'm not really high on him anyway. But like, it's all jokes aside, it's gonna be a glorified 7-on-7. I've seen Shador excel in 7-on-7 on well-off media all the time. If he has a line, he has time, he could get the ball out. So playing against air, I have no doubt that my dog can produce. It's just, Trevor Lawrence is legit MVP candidate. I don't understand how he is left off this, but I do understand how he's left off this because we're talking about Shador right now. Shador just moves the needle. Like he's going to bring more eyes to the screen. We're actually going to watch the Pro Bowl this year because of Shador. I know, at least I am, because that was breaking news to me that my dog is in there. So I'm extremely happy. But like, one of the top 10 selling jerseys in the NFL didn't even start to like halfway through the season. So I completely understand this move by the NFL. This is a strictly money move by the NFL. Get my boy in there, and I appreciate my dog moving forward with this, and they put him in there. But I have no reservations, no doubt that my boy arm talent is going to shine. This is, like I say, this is glorified flag football. We're gonna be good. He's gonna be good, and he has the media training to be out there. He's gonna smile. As long as he don't say nothing too crazy, we should be all right.
Right on, man. All right, man. I need to get your take on that because I want to get this out first. With Shador going to the Pro Bowl, I'm excited for him, obviously, but at the same time, I feel like they're setting him up. When you go and put a young guy. Because that's what they're going to say. Oh, well, he was against, two of the top quarterbacks in the NFL. And Mel Kiper, shame on you for putting him there. Shame on you for putting the pressure on this young man and saying, oh, he's the best quarterback talent since John Elway, some nonsense like that. So, Shador, I hope you show out. I really hope you show out. That is going to give Cleveland a good coach. I mean, you're going to get a starting job. Although I do feel bad for Dylan Gabriel because you were the higher draft pick, and now you're kind of just out in the cold. And he did nothing wrong. He did nothing wrong.
It is what it is, he makes little comments early in the season that I didn't really like, but I mean, Shador is going to be the classy, so I'm going to be classy. I hope wish nothing but well for him. I mean, he didn't really pass the ball down, past 5 yards down the field, so
right.
He kind of played himself out of the position because he had to take a couple of chances. But it is what it is. But hey, I am ecstatic that my boy made the Pro Bowl. We're gonna see how it goes. But man, I appreciate everybody tuning in to this week's episode of the Playaction Podcast. Saying we gonna catch y'all. We gonna work it out. Schedule's been kind of off these last couple weeks, but we gonna get you with 2 shows coming up soon. But man, it's that time of the year. The season is winding down, but we're a little sad because football, is winding down. But we got the off season, we got the draft and everything coming up too. So we got a whole bunch of stuff topics we can bring up. And NFL's to be NBA still here.
Exactly.
So I appreciate y'all tapping in, and I appreciate everybody commenting on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, all the platforms.
Big O.
So, Big O, appreciate y'all. Yes. But man, appreciate y'all, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace out.
Welcome to the show where the game comes alive. Breaking down the plays, we keep the spirit high. From the field to the mic with passion and flair. It's the Playaction Podcast, your ultimate fanfare.
It's all some more